evening and welcome to the school committee meeting of Monday, December 12th. First on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes for the meeting of November 28th.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, excuse me. It's not on here. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. We all stand? Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, we'll go to the acceptance of the minutes for the meeting of November 28th. Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor? And I need to abstain because I wasn't here. Moving on to the next item is the audience is Project 351, 8th grade nominee James Galvin from Rogers Middle School with Principal Mrs. Shipper. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. I am so excited to introduce Project 351 Ambassador for Rockland, representing Rogers Middle School in the entire district, and that is James Galvin, 8th grade student. So just a little background about Project 351 in case anybody forgets. Each year, every district in the state is invited to recommend one student to represent the town, the district, and that is an 8th grade student in good standing, typically a strong academic student, but they do recommend a quiet leader and just someone that kind of rises above other students as somebody with leadership potential. So to arrive at James, we polled the teachers and took their input, and the administrators and guidance counselors, and here we have James Galvin. So James is an honor roll student all through his time at Rogers Middle School. He plays many sports, basketball, soccer, something, lots of sports.
Sometimes.
He is in the National Junior Honor Society. He's the secretary. He is in student government. He's a busy guy, and we are very, very happy to introduce James. So he will be attending a Service Leadership Day on January 14th in Boston. It's going to be in person again. It was virtual for the last couple of years, so it's going to be in person, where James's mom, who's here with us tonight, will put him on a bus to send him into Boston with all the other Project 351 ambassadors for the state. And in some years past, they've met the governor and other dignitaries, and so I don't know what to promise him, but it's no doubt an exciting day. The focus is on service learning opportunities, and so James will come back to Rogers Middle School and develop a project that he feels good about, and we will help him do it, but it will mostly be led by him and organized by him, and yeah, so we're really excited. So I present to you James Galvin.
Hello,
Hi, welcome.
my name is James Galvin, as you've heard, and I am Project 351 representative for Rockland. I think I might have an idea of what my project might be, and I think that it is very important to some kids. I think I'm going to be doing a sports equipment donation drive for kids in need of sports equipment who might not have enough money to buy those, and I think it's important to play sports because it builds friendship and it builds friendship. Yeah. That's it, really.
That's it?
Yeah.
I think that's a great, project to start with, especially in this town. I feel like there's a lot of kids in need that probably would be able to play if they could afford those types of things. So I think that's a great idea. That's
Yeah.
already showing your leadership skills.
Yeah, and it's like half of my friends are from sports that I've met.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's very important to other kids too.
Awesome. I'm going to open it up, James, to the others if they want to question or comment.
I'll comment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can tell already that you're going to make our town very proud. and look forward to being able to support your project. As a pediatrician, I'll give you a couple of other good reasons why sports are so important. So friendship is great, but also the physical activity and the learning how to take direction from a coach, how to help others, right, your teammates. I think there's so much great lessons to be learned from sports, so I really look forward to it. I think this is a great project and look forward to seeing all the great that you do for our town. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just wanted to say, James, congratulations. Great choice, Mrs. Shipper. Known James for quite a while on the sports field, playing soccer with my son. So I attest to the friendships that they have made, and I do agree sport equipment is very expensive nowadays across all sports. Great project to come up with, and can't wait to help donate to the drive, and hopefully we can get that word out all across town, because we have a good Bulldog Pride with quite a lot of alumni too. So
Absolutely. So James, our office, Ms. Hackett and our office is just down the hall. We recommend that you come and see us and tell us about your project so that we can help you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Sounds very exciting.
I even have some athletic equipment I would love to donate.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think for us as the school committee members as well, if you certainly need anything, we volunteer as well, and we try to be those leaders in the town as well. So if you certainly need any help from us, just let us know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for being here tonight. Make us proud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the reports, monthly reports for the month of November. We have the administrators, Dr. Harrison, Ms. Shipper, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Shifley, and Ms. Sheehan. We have guidance, Ms. Black, nurse, Ms. Pang, and pupil personnel services with Dr. Minigula. Entertain 4 motions.
4 motions to approve.
4 seconds.
All those in favor? Okay. Next, we have the school newsletters for Eston, Jefferson Memorial Park, and the middle school. As always, they're very colorful and informative, and we are lucky that all the goings-on in our schools right now, all 5 of them. So that's all I really have on the newsletters. We have building rentals for the next item. And it looks like our buildings are super busy. It's great to see almost 4 pages of activities going on in the schools right now. It's very exciting. I'm wondering, is this sort of before pre-COVID times?
We're approaching that level.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It seems like we were getting back to pretty normal, so that's very exciting. After that, we have Curriculum Corner for the high school transitions program with Ms. DeCina and Principal Dr. Harrison. Welcome.
I'm going to leave it like that. Good evening, and thank you for having me here tonight. I'm very excited to introduce Paula DeCina and Greg Banks tonight to talk about the Transitions Program. One of the themes for the district this year in our strategic plan is transitions, so I thought this was a fitting topic. Today is about talking about the 18 to 21-year-olds that we educate here in Rockland. This was a program we started 4 years ago, right before COVID, thanks to Dr. Cron, Ms. Hackett, and Dr. Miniglia. We used to outsource many of these services to North River, but we brought back all these services. We saved the district some money, but also they're getting such a wonderful education that I wanted to share with you tonight what's happening to them. Paula is kind of the founder and the starter of the program from start to finish. She's designed the whole thing, and with Greg, who is the job coach. So we have a transition specialist who's Paula, and Greg's the job coach. So we'll talk about what they do together. They're a fantastic team, and this year, post-COVID, the vision is coming into fruition, so it's a real wonderful thing to see. So Paula, welcome. Greg, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, John. So an overview of the Transitions Program. Here at Rockland High School, we provide vocational, post-secondary education, independent living training to students receiving special education services, ages 18 to 21. The emphasis of each student's program is to work towards a level of independence in the areas of employment, independent living, and community involvement. The program provides embedded opportunities to practice and generalize skills in the classroom
work-based learning sites, and in the community. Self-determination, so the ability to plan, reach their goals, self-advocate, control their lives, ability to know themselves, as well as safety are key components of the program. To highlight a few of our program components, our coursework, some topics include career and post-secondary exploration. So within that class, students will explore different post-secondary education opportunities. They'll participate in job tours in the community. Informal transition assessments, interest inventories, and preferred work environments. So they're really understanding kind of their own vocational educational paths. We work on social skills, so verbal and nonverbal communication, job etiquette, financial literacy and consumer math, such as budgeting, understanding different accounts, debit cards, credit cards. We work on vocational literacy, so we discuss the steps to get a job, to keep a job, how to leave a job professionally, as well as creating a resume, job applications, mock interviews. We prepare for all of this. Independent living, so to highlight a few areas, leisure and recreation, personal safety and healthcare, so identifying and handling different emergencies, home maintenance and basic home repairs, community participation, transportation, money management, self-determination, and we work on vocational training. Students have the opportunity to participate in Transitions at Bridgewater, work-based learning, pre-employment transition services, and community-based instruction, which I'm going to talk about next. So Transitions at Bridgewater, it's a collaboration between local public school districts and Bridgewater State University. So students from local transition programs participate in lessons focused on the development of self-advocacy and independent living skills. So it all takes place at Bridgewater State University. All lessons are instructed by a special education teacher from one of the partnering school districts. It's a great opportunity because students have lunch on campus, they get to have social opportunities, and they get to practice and experience being part of a college community. Work-based learning is an instructional strategy that enhances classroom learning by connecting it to the workplace. So all of this takes place out in the community. Students develop appropriate work competencies and employability skills necessary for success in the workplace. So our current work-based learning partners are the Rockland Garden Center, Rockland Memorial Library. We're in process of hopefully developing more post-COVID. Students are supported by our wonderful job coach, Mr. Banks. So his responsibilities as a job coach is he assists individuals to learn and accurately carry out their job responsibilities by providing one-to-one training and support. So this can involve like modeling the task, breaking it down, making any accommodations, and assisting students with social interactions, problem solving, and time management skills. So PREETS, which is Pre-Employment Transition Services, is funded by Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission to provide these services by Triangle. So this is focusing on kind of awareness, exploration, and preparation. There are classes as well as possible internships. So we had some students the past 2 years that had to apply, interview, and then were hired for some paid internships within Triangle. So 2 of the internships were assembling travel kits and then custodial work. Community-based instruction is another instructional strategy designed to target the development of functional skills in natural, non-school-based environments. So some of the skills we work on is travel training, so being a safe pedestrian, navigating your community, trip planning, so what time do we need to leave, how are we going to get there, best route possible, budgeting and purchasing, social skills, time management. We'll take trips to Stop and Shop, Dunkin' Donuts, Dollar Tree, anywhere really within the Rockland community and even surrounding towns. I've highlighted a few things that I asked students, like what are you proud of, what are some things that you've learned. So here are just a few things that students have said this year that they're proud of or they've learned. So to highlight a few, I'm proud of how independent I'm becoming. I've learned about the interview process, improved my self-advocacy skills. A favorite memory is making gingerbread cookies. I like cooking in Bridgewater State. So in closing, the program is designed to provide each student with an array of opportunities to strengthen self-determination, promote greater independence in the execution of practical life skills, and prepare students for post-secondary success. Upon aging out of the program, each student will have post-secondary goals and action plans, a vocational portfolio where they'll take all of their inventories that they completed, any resources to help them with, practice application and different things like that. Their transitions binder, so they have all this information when they leave the program, as well as providing them with a connection to adult services, so supports after they turn 22, so they have any necessary supports. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your time. This is all outstanding to me, I think. It's so
Thank you.
exciting to see that this is our Bulldogs, they get to continue on and get to sort of not get pushed right out, but be able to really set themselves up to win out in the community.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming up with this and for you helping them when they're out there. This is all wonderful. I will pass it. Does anyone have any questions?
How many students are currently enrolled in the program?
We currently have 7.
Oh, great. And then after, like when they turn 21, you said you help them with the next steps? Or
Yeah,
22,
so
I
we'll
should
put
say.
through like a Chapter 688 referral for adult services, so students that are eligible for either Mass Rehab Commission, DDS, they'll go through the referral process, complete applications, and then we help kind of bridge that connection. So they're able to get supports once they leave the transitions program.
That's great.
Go ahead, Dr. Cron.
I'm extremely proud to work in the public schools for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons I'm proud of it is this program
Thank you.
and the work that you do. And so I wanted to say thank you for that. And number 2, I'd like to remind the public to be concerned about what happens to these students when they leave us, because I'm not convinced that the public is prepared to help them and support them the way they need to be supported. And I think it's something that the public needs to be aware of, that when they leave the public schools, they leave a support network and safety nets that really help these students succeed. And I'm very afraid for what happens when they leave the public schools. So I would ask anyone who's listening in the public to be aware of that and think of that in your advocacy efforts going forward.
Thank you. Yeah, and the hope with this program too, again, I had started 4 years ago, COVID hit, so we were in the classroom. This is our first year, like without restrictions, we're really trying to get out into the community. So by doing that, we're trying to connect students with outside network, not just this really supportive system that Rockland is, which is wonderful, but kind of building those relationships and networking with people out in the Rockland community and even surrounding towns.
So like the next step of the nest, letting
Yeah.
them
Yes.
sort of fly but safely land, right?
Yes.
That's impressive.
Are there is this program in other communities and other public
Yes,
schools
other
districts?
school districts
Okay.
have it as well too. I believe every school district has like an 18 to 21 program.
Okay. I don't think I was aware of how extensive that was. Thank you.
I also was just going to thank you for the work you do. I know
Thank
it's
you.
an incredibly challenging time for parents and families who have had the schools that help them and support their kids all through until they become adults. And then the resources do really become much fewer and further between. And so I'm delighted to hear that you guys work and help develop those connections and help set them up with outside resources, because sometimes it really is a situation where parents and families just don't know what their resources are once their children become adults. So thank you for the work you do. It's a really important, meaningful work, both what you do now and how that helps them in their future.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Any other thoughts, questions?
I have one thing, actually.
Sure.
It's one of my favorites. It is on our wall in our room, so that's taken right off our wall. This is choose kindness. It's kind of one of the things we kind of live by in the room, is to always be kind to one another. So
Right.
that's just one of the things we try to implement. But if you walked into our classroom, you would see that hanging right on the back wall. So
I think it's a great choice.
That's great.
Thank you.
Do you
yeah,
want
and
to?
the transitions for me, coming from a job coach and working last year, and the time that we spent at Bridgewater. We go over there for a class and eat lunch and just to be around all the other transition communities from different districts. I think is really helpful to our kids. And actually for all the districts really, because you get that opportunity to socialize with each other that you don't normally get in an everyday school setting, which is nice.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to old business, we have Phelps Elementary School update.
I just have, we went on a tour this evening with former and current school committee members. We met and walked through the building. It is a beautiful space, of course. We are under budget still, and we're going to be under budget. I don't think we can spend almost $14 million in a week. Well, I could probably, but. But yes, and the move for Memorial Park will be next week, right before school vacation, which is coming up, and that's all I have.
Okay. We, it was the building committee got to come along too, the people that have been working for many, many years, helping to build that school. It was 3 years ago this past weekend that we passed the vote for that school. So I just wanted to thank the people of Rockland for that support. It wouldn't be here without us getting that vote. When you walk through it, it's unbelievable of all the planning and all the sort of pictures we've seen. And we were saying the discussion of rugs and colors and everything to walk in and see just how magnificent it is. It's unbelievable. So that's all I wanted to add to you. Anyone else, questions or comments?
I
Okay.
just wanted to point out that it's $14 million under budget and
And early.
ahead of schedule.
Right.
Just wanted to remind everyone of that, and that's a testament to a great deal of good fortune. No one's trying to self-congratulate the building committee or any other group, because it's just amazing that in this time of COVID and supply chain issues and every other thing that we were able to get that vote in when we did, that we were able to get the construction company and the architects that we were able to get, and the fact that we were able to work so collaboratively with the town and the taxpayers is just a testament to how great this town is. And I hope everyone will turn out on January 12th to celebrate the opening, because it really is a town-wide accomplishment, and I hope everyone will turn out to see this building because it's extraordinary.
I agree. Anyone else? Okay. We'll move on to completed fundraisers. For the Eston PAC, we have Name That Circle. They raised $11,808.77. They also had a Hilliard's Candy Bars. They raised $525. Their gift card scripts was canceled. For the Rockland High School class of 2023-2024, they had Linman Orchards Pie and Cookie Dough that raised $792. They also had a Powder Puff game that raised $490. And just the class of 2023 had a Chipotle night that raised $158.42. Moving on to the request for fundraisers, we have the class of 2024 is looking to sell Bulldog apparel in December and January. The class of 23 to 24 is having a Cupcake Charlie's fundraiser in January into February. And the classes of 23, 24, 25, and 26 are looking to sell midterm survival bags in January. So I would need 3 motions.
3 motions to approve.
3 seconds.
All those in favor? Okay. And now to you, Dr. Cron, for your superintendent's report.
Thank you very much. I just want to point out that illness is on the rise. Please keep your children home if they are not feeling well, and adults, please stay home if you're not feeling well. On Friday last week, we had approximately 20% of our students were absent. We are fairly certain that a great percentage of that was due to the World Cup, but we also believe that there is a lot of illness going on. I would like to congratulate Memorial Park on their pasta party, which took place last week. It looked like an amazing time and a lot of school spirit there. I would like to congratulate my office on completing its end-of-the-year report, particularly to Mrs. Hackett. It covers all of the money spent in the district, and we report to the Department of Education each year. And I'd like to thank Mary Jo, and I would like to thank Scott, the town accountant, for his work. Also, Melissa Humphrey in our office has been an extremely important player in achieving this goal, and I want to thank everyone for doing that work. It's so important. I would like to congratulate Winter Track, which is new this year, and it has exploded. We currently have 36 participants, and it is our first year competing since 2011, so that's incredible. And there is a meet. There was a meet today at 5 o'clock at the Reggie Lewis Center, and the kids are having a great time, and we're very excited for them. And we were able to hire 2 varsity coaches, and one of them is a Division I track athlete, so we're very excited for that. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Kidwell, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction. Our District Professional Development Committee continues to meet. They met on Wednesday to review feedback on our professional development so far this year, to finalize plans for the winter sessions, and continue to build our catalog for next year. Upcoming sessions include introductory training on the new technology at Phelps, ongoing CPR training for staff, online learning options for staff and specialized roles, and presentations about elementary writing, which is something that we are focusing on. And finally, I would like to give a general before and after school program update. There was some drama last week in the before and after school program, and I'd just like to lay out for everyone what happened and where we are and where we are going. We recently discovered an error in the way that we were staffing our before and after school programs. Our before and after school employees were staying 2 hours after the school day to help out in classrooms. And this became a union issue because they were technically doing paraprofessional work, which violated 2 contracts. So what we ended up doing was there were 7 workers whose hours were cut back to 30 hours. And this was not what we wanted to do, but something we didn't really have an option with at the time. Since then, we have been very fortunate to have a retirement, which freed up some hours, and we were able to reassign 2 part-time daycare workers to other assignments, and we're able to open up our before-school care at 6:30 a.m. now, which is a half hour earlier for parents and families. And so now all of those workers who were cut to 30 hours have now been made whole, and thanks to Jane and Janet Tate and Marissa Baldessari and a lot of cooperation and a lot of work, we've been able to remedy that. So for parents, what does this mean to you and families? The workers, first of all, you need to know that the workers whose hours had been reduced have been restored. Secondly, parents and families will continue to be served by our before and after school program as well as Rockland Daycare. And it's important for everyone to know that it is our hope to expand, not reduce, the many support services that we offer to the public. Our before and after school program and our daycare program are programs that are run by the Rockland Public Schools. This is not the case in 98% of the districts across the state, and it's important for people to know that. And we do that because it is a service to our faculty and our staff, and to the police and firemen in this town, and to other people in this town. And we do it, and we think it's important, and we will continue to support it, and we want you to know that we think it's important. And please know that. And that's all I have for a superintendent's report tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Cron. Moving on to any questions or comments to Dr. Cron's superintendent report.
Has the 6:30 a.m. opening already started, or is that after the new year?
That's on January 3rd,
Okay.
and that was planned
Mhm.
you know, as part of this to help mitigate it.
Great.
There's a need, we were 6:30 prior to COVID,
Mhm.
and this is a return to our pre-COVID operation. There had been a request of several parents
Yeah.
for additional hours. We explored the possibility for additional hours in the evening, but there did not seem to be any demand in the evening for later than 6.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just say thank you for all the hard work. I know that it was a very stressful situation for everyone involved, from the families to the employees that were part of, this, and to everybody who's involved in decision-making. And I appreciate the creativity and the hard work that was done to make things right on all accounts. So to respect the union contracts, to make sure that the employees know that they're valued and have stability in their jobs, to make sure that our kids are getting what they need. So there was a lot of hard work that went into that resolution, so I appreciate that.
I'd just like to thank Marissa Baltasari and especially Janet Tate as well for really working hard and vigilant. It took some time because it's a union process and people have rights within the union. And so it couldn't be done all on the spot. They have rights, and we needed to give them time, to exercise those rights. But they couldn't exercise those rights until they were told.
Right.
So,
Okay, all right. Moving on to our public service announcements. So I'll start with our student representative, April.
The middle and the high school have their spirit week leading up to winter break next week. I think that's all.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ms. Davidson?
I would just like to wish everyone a wonderful holiday and winter break. This is our last meeting before the holiday, so be safe, be careful, enjoy time with your family and friends. That's all I have.
Thank you. Dr. Small?
So I also would like to wish everyone just a happy everything, a happy season, a happy healthy, and on the notes of being healthy, like Dr. Cron mentioned, it seems like everyone I see, either at work or in my personal life, somebody is sick. So please make sure that you get your vaccines, that you keep your kids and yourselves home when you're sick. That's what sick time is for. And check in with your doctors if you need it, but take care of yourselves.
Thank you. Ms. Hennessy?
I just wanted to highlight a couple things that have been going on in the school, particularly the high school. Just wanted to congratulate Dr. Harrison and the staff on a successful Credit for Life fair. My daughter got to attend that on crutches as a sophomore, and I know if folks aren't aware of this, and I didn't know that this was an offering that was brought back post-COVID. So for those out there that are not aware of it, it allows sophomores and juniors to go a little bit into the future as if you were a 25-year-old adult, if you will, and figure out what occupation and a salary and a budget and how you're going to spend your money, and to kind of see where all of us are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, right? So I think it was a little bit of a great opportunity for them to see what things cost and how to manage their money. So good work to everybody on that front. And there are some really cool pictures out there. If you don't follow Dr. Harrison on Twitter, he shares a lot of great things. Even if you're not in the high school yet, if you have students in the middle school or the elementary schools, he's definitely sharing things that are happening in our community. So, and follow Ms. Shipper and all the other great staff out there on social media. Also wanted to say good luck to those that are trying out for the spring musical. I wasn't able to see the winter performance, but in the spring they'll be offering and showing The Addams Family, which is timely because Wednesday there's a new show on Netflix, I guess, and so can't wait to see it, and we'll help definitely share that information once performance dates and things like that are set. And then, as Dr. Cron already said, winter sports are kicking off, so good luck to those. Stay healthy in all your sporting activities. And if anyone's interested, the RHS athletic boosters are always looking for volunteers to help support get gear, if you will, scholarships, banquets, plaques, so we're always a member of that committee, if you will. So follow us on Facebook. There is a new Facebook page with Coach Kimball and the athletic director. So come out and support our teams, and that's it.
Thank you. I wanted to shout out to our RHS math team for ranking 5th on their math meet that was on December 1st. Matthew Medford earned the top score out of all the participants of all the schools, so I thought that was very cool and wanted to shout out to them. Congratulations on that. I also wanted to thank MP teachers, family, and students for this transition. They've been packing and preparing and worrying probably about the fear of the unknown, right, going into Phelps. Even though it's amazing, it still is affecting them and the parents and the kids. So I just wanted to thank them for all their hard work in getting yourselves ready to get in there and get into that new building, and for being ready to face the fears of those little students that will walk into a brand-new space just in a week. So that's all I had. Anything else? Anyone else? No? Okay, with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Have a good night, Rockland.